Good happy Saturday morning is Saturday, December 27th, 2025. I'm Riley King and welcome to this Saturday morning edition of WRMK News 12. We have a lot of news to get to on this Saturday morning, so let's get started now. First step, busy start to winter keeps New Hampshire plow crews on the move. Plow drivers across New Hampshire are off to an unusual busy start this winter, with back-to-back storms arriving less than a month into the season and little downtime in between. It's been kind of non-stop for us. We were just out plowing, said Jacob Howard, Senior New Hampshire Operations Manager at Outdoor Pride. A round of winter weather earlier this week dropped a couple inches of snow in parts of the state, barely giving crews time to finish cleanup before preparing for two more systems. The first moved in Friday evening, with another expected late Sunday night. Howard said the active pattern feels like a return to winters of the past. With December coming in the way that it has, this is going to make people remember what winter in New Hampshire used to be like, he said. I've been here 10 years, and when I started, we were busy every month from December through March. It hasn't been that way lately. This December is showing us what's to come. Preparation begins well before the first flakes fall. Mechanics spend hours inspecting equipment, especially during periods of extreme cold, when diesel fuel and mechanical systems can freeze. Our mechanics are in, making sure everything is ready, Howard said Friday afternoon. When it's this cold, you can deal with DEF freezing and diesel freezing. So we're going through everything to make sure we're fully staffed and ready to scrape again. Once the storm begins, crews shift into around-the-clock operation, particularly to support facilities that operate non-stop during the holiday season. We staff immediately when it starts, Howard said. We have a lot of 24-hour facilities like distribution centers and trucking hubs. Even though it's projected to stop around 5 a.m., we'll stay on through the morning commute. The tight timing between storms can strain both workers and resources. Crews find themselves in a constant circle of preparation, treatment, and cleanup. Luckily, we have a lot of veterans who expect their phone to ring 24/7, Howard said. There's always a pull and tug. People don't want us working all the time, but our job is to keep everyone safe. Friday's relevantly light snowfall gave a hard head start on clearing roads ahead of the morning rush, but attention is already turning to the next system forecast for late Sunday. Freezing rain, Howard noted, presents a bigger challenge than the snow. We'd rather deal with 6 inches of powder than 6 inches of freezing rain, he said. With freezing rain, you burn through materials and man hours without making much progress because it flashes as soon as it hits the ground. As this season ramps up, plow drivers across the state are bracing for more long nights and a winter that's already making its presence known. Post-Christmas return brings crowds back to downtown Portsmouth. The day after Christmas drew steady crowds to downtown Portsmouth as shoppers returned to stores to exchange gifts, making returns and purchase items that didn't make it under the tree. Retailers across the city reported brisk foot traffic, including at local shops such as Salt, New England, where customers streamed in carrying bags and boxes. One customer, FB of Portsmouth, said he was stopping in to exchange a well-intentioned but ill-fitting gift. I got a sweater my mom got me. Very nice, but it's a little too small, he said. For many businesses, December 26th marks the start of the annual return rush, a period that can be especially challenging for small retailers navigating detailed policies and customer expectations. There are a lot of rules and expectations you have to follow, said SG of Salt. The biggest one is making sure people have a receipt. The post-holiday return surge extended beyond downtown. At big box stores in nearby Newington, shoppers lined up to exchange gifts that missed the mark. DG of Berwick, Maine, said experience has taught her to be prepared. With 4 kids, you're definitely prepared for getting the wrong size or the wrong style or color, DG said. You just have to be ready for it. Shipping and returning centers are also feeling the impact. At the UPS store in Portsmouth, which handles Amazon returns, owner MA said the influx is expected to last well into the new year. We have a constant rush, and we're anticipating it's going to get busier and busier, MA said, probably into mid-January. Some retailers, including Amazon, have exchange return windows into January, offering shoppers added flexibility. Still, state officials urge customers to review posted retail return policies carefully. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office encouraged anyone who believes a business has failed to honor its advertised policy to file a complaint with the Consumer Protection and Antitrust Bureau. For many shoppers, however, the day after Christmas was about more than returns. Families said they were turning errands into outings, pairing shopping with meals and time together in the city. We grabbed some smoothies and we're probably going to get something to eat, DG said. You just make a day of it. Holiday weekend draws growing crowds to New Hampshire's winter destinations. New Hampshire businesses across the tourism and hospitality sectors say they are seeing a surge of visitors over the holiday weekend, continuing a trend of steadily growing crowds year after year. At Loon Mountain Resort, advance ticket sales for the weekend skiing are already ahead of last year. Resort officials credited both sustained cold temperatures and plentiful snowfall for the strong turnout. With cold temperatures, we've been making a ton of snow, and that's all paid off, said Kevin Bell, Vice President of Marketing at Loon Mountain Resort. The additional natural snow has just been an extra bonus. The resort opened for the season on November 21st and has remained busy since, with cold conditions expected to continue. Loon officials are confident the momentum will carry through the holiday period. Bell said similar conditions are benefiting ski areas across the state. We've been able to make a lot of snow, and Mother Nature has been helping us out as well, he said. The influx of visitors is extending beyond the slopes. Snow sport rental businesses are also preparing for a busy weekend in Lincoln. Sled Ventures rents snowmobiles during the winter season and is bracing for increased demand. Owner PF has run the family business for 19 years, said snowmobiles have become more advanced over time and more expensive to maintain. When a snowmobile breaks, it's almost like, oh, what happened? PF said. Usually it's something simple like a fuss. Rising equipment costs, he said, have affected both pricing and demand, even as interest in the sport grown among visitors from around the world. In the short time we've been in it, snowmobiles have gone up considerably in price, so that definitely dampens demand, PF said. It's unfortunate we try to keep the price as low as we can. Hotels are also reporting strong holiday traffic, with some guests spending more freely at the Bedford Village Inn. Owner J.C. said customers appear increasingly willing to pay for premium expenses. We're seeing high-end champagne and high-end bottles of wine going out, JC said. Statewide data supports the trend. According to New Hampshire Lodging and Restaurant Association, revenue from the state meals and rental tax was flat in November compared to previous months, but still 3.8% higher than the same time last year. JC said the inn anticipates this growth years ago, expanding its number of rooms in 2016 to meet rising demand for travelers nationwide and abroad. Next year is expected to be a banner year for us, and we're already seeing that in our bookings, he said. As the holiday season continues, business owners are urging visitors to plan ahead, noting that making renovations in well in advance can help secure accommodations and activities during one of the busiest times of the year. Faulty boiler triggers dangerous carbon monoxide levels at a Sunapee home. Firefighters responded to a home in Sunapee late Thursday night after carbon monoxide alarm revealed dangerous conditions inside the residence. Crews were called to a house on North Road just before 11 p.m. Officials said all occupants had safely exited the home by the time firefighters arrived on scene. Upon entering the residence, firefighters detected life-threatening levels of carbon monoxide. Additional crews were requested to assist with ventilation in venting the home and reducing the hazardous gas buildup. According to the Sunapee Fire Department, a faulty boiler was identified as the source of carbon monoxide. Firefighters shut down the boiler to stop further emissions. After ventilation, efforts brought carbon monoxide readings down to zero on all 3 floors of the home. Officials allowed the homeowners to re-enter the residence. And that does it for this Saturday morning edition of WRMK News 12. Thank you for tuning in and watching this Saturday morning edition. Enjoy the rest of your day. And see you back here later on today for another broadcast. Goodbye.